Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Crown Vic, and we are talking about the good and bad of a high mileage Crown Vic. Low miles, you're alright. We're talking about high mileage today. Now, as far as exterior with high mileage, it's all the same. The newer ones or the older ones. Paint gonna peel, you know, if you take care of the outside, you know, you'll be all right. Headlights, they're gonna fog up. So we're not gonna be really talking about the exterior. We're gonna be talking about the drivetrain of the car, how it holds up against high mileage. So let's get started. Now, right now, I do have this car running. Probably hear it. I'm gonna take you guys around, let you see the mileage on it, and we'll go from there. Now, this is a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria. Here's the police interceptor, if you didn't know by the way it looks. So this one here has 136,621. So we have 136,621,000 miles on it, which is not bad. This is really considered about a little bit before midway on the Crown Vics. With the Crown Vic, you can expect to get somewhere about 220 to about 300,000 miles, depending on how you take care of it. That's the engine bay. As you can see, it is nice and clean. Does not look like it have a lot of miles on. So with the Crown Vic, like I said, you get around 220 to 300,000 miles. Now 220,000 miles, you're still good to go. I just wouldn't keep it on the highway a lot, unless you know you have done a lot of maintenance. Now, the thing about these cars is, the good thing about the high mileage is, if you get it from a department with a lot of miles, let's say you have 180,000 miles on it, more than likely the department itself has already replaced a lot of parts on the car, so that's a good thing. Like the ball joints, the you know, tuned it up already, things like that. Wheel bearings, or you know, any leaks, they probably already fixed everything on it. Now, if you get one from a department that has, you know, the 220,000 miles or more, then they probably already replaced everything, but they have also re-added additional miles back to them parts. So you'll probably be looking at redoing those parts again. More than likely on these cars, you have to replace the ball joints and stuff around 120, between 150, somewhere in there. Really probably right around 100,000 miles on it is when you do your tune up, all your fluid changes and all that good stuff. Now, the bad thing about buying a high mileage Crown Vic, like I said, is if they have already replaced it, and you have to replace that stuff again. Now, would I buy a high mileage Crown Vic? I would. If you've been watching any of my other videos, I had one Crown Vic that had 305,000 miles on it. I actually sold that Vic, but it was a good running car. But they had also replaced the whole drivetrain. They redid the engine and all that stuff. So I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. You can go and check that out. There was a high performance engine they rebuilt in the car. So what's the best mileage to buy a Crown Vic, if you're wondering? I would say right around 100,000 miles. Now, if you on a budget, I would say somewhere around 150,000 miles. Anything over that, you're gonna be pushing your luck, unless you can get some maintenance records, or you can look at the car and see if everything has already been replaced on the car, for most parts. Also the way the car is taken care of. You know, if you find one that got 160, 170,000 miles and it looks pretty good, more than likely they took care of it. If not, then I would skip by it for the time being and try to find one a little lesser miles on it. But there's nothing wrong with buying a high mileage Crown Vic. Just make sure you check it out real good, like you would do any other car, but look for new parts on it that has already been replaced. If it has a lot of factory parts on it, then you're gonna have to do a lot of maintenance on it. For instance, like anything under, I want to say 04, they had the intake with the plastic around the edges. Those tended to crack and leak. So if you buy an older Vic, like a 99 or 2000 model, make sure it has the updated intake on it. Otherwise, that's a $300 piece plus labor. See what I'm saying? Also on the older Vics, you have heater core problems, ball joint problems, things like that. On the newer Vics, all that stuff is newer, and if you buy a newer Vic, of course, some will have lesser miles, but the parts will still be good also. So that's part of it. So for the most part, now this Crown Vic, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it has some work done on this driver's side. I'm finna show you guys real quick, because it still have some of the tags on the parts. Now if you have a Crown Vic that still have the tags on it, then let me know, and probably do a little research, but I'm gonna show you guys a glance of it. So that still has some tags on it, so more than likely that part and that shock look like has been replaced on the car. I mean, I could say it hasn't, I guess, but would the tag last 130,000 miles? Probably not. Matter of fact, let me take a look at this passenger side. Okay, so the passenger side does not have the tags on it. Still has like the factory sticker with no tag hanging off of it. Like I said, they probably did some work on this side of the car. But that's what you want to check on the car if you buy one with high mileage, just to see if things have been replaced on the car. Save you some money down the road. Crown Vics are not expensive to maintain, but certain parts on the car can get pretty expensive. Still got to fix these antenna holes, something with those. But overall, they're a great car. And if you can, before you buy the Crown Vic, let's say you buy it at the auction, test drive, you know, see how it drives. Like this car here, the steering on it is solid. Like, it doesn't miss a beat. If you turn just a tad bit, it's turning with you. Now the other Crown Vic that I sold, the white one that had the 300,000 miles on it, it drove somewhat like it had 300,000 miles. I mean, think about it, that's a lot of miles for a car, and the steering was very, well, it wasn't very loose, but it was loose to the point where you could tell it needed a little work, alignment maybe, things like that. So definitely drive the car, you know, check the steering, the brakes on it, make sure the brake pedal is not going to the floor, because that can cost you a pretty penny if you have to replace the booster or anything like that for the brakes. Make sure that the air works. If the air doesn't work, once again, that can cost you a lot of money. And that's the thing about a high mileage vehicle. If you get one that got 180,000 miles on it and the air doesn't work, then let's say the compressor gone, then that's gonna cost you a few $100 easy. That's without the labor. So that's why if you're gonna buy one, try to buy one somewhere, like I said, around 100,000 miles. And I bought this one that had 121,000 miles. So I have put at least 15,000 miles somewhere in there. But the closer you get to 100,000 miles, the better the car should be. And you can add you another 150,000 on there if you take good care of it. Now, just because it has low miles does not automatically mean that the car is in good shape. It's a lot of them that only have 110,000 miles or 100,000 miles and the motor messed up in it. So don't just go bid on one just because it's low. Just basically check it out and just remember to look for new parts. And if you can get one with lower miles, go for it. But other than that, until the next video, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.